Then there's vowel combinations, and English has this too, and Dutch certainly has them too, like an O and a E, or a U and a U, or an O and a U, and so those have different sounds. So we're going to go over those. First there's a ow, and it could be either spelled as OU or AU, and how you spell it does not impact the pronunciation. Okay, so whether you see it AU or OU, pronounce it as ow. Okay, like wow, you know, like that. So these words are pronounced as follows: oud, hout, rauwe, mouw, vrouw, kouwe, nou, authentiek. See, it's the same pronunciation. Then there's the EU, which is pronounced as ö, and this sound does not exist in English, so it's a little harder to get this practice. So listen to me carefully how it's pronounced. Ö, ö, ö. It's not ow, it's ö, 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 ö. So these words are pronounced as follows: deuk, reus, leuk, keuze, peuk, deuken. Then there's another tough sound that doesn't exist in English, which is ow. And it's not ow, it sounds a little bit like it, but it's ow, you open your whole mouth, right? Ow. See how my mouth is more like vertical? Ow, ow, ow. So it's ow. Okay, ow. And these words are pronounced like this: huis, kuis, muis, ruit, buiten, fluiten. Okay, so it's not ow, it's ow. Then there's the EI or IJ, and both are pronounced the exact same way, which is I. And that sound doesn't exist in English either. So it's kind of like I. Actually in the media sometimes they say something like, "I want to be my baby," and then it's kind of like they know Dutch, you know, so it's I. So I actually means egg if it's EI, but IJ is the same way, so don't make the mistake of saying ij, okay? I, meisje, Eiffeltoren, zijde, dreigen, vijver, ijsje, vrij, krijgen, strijden, hij, zij, wij, blijven. And as you can see, sometimes I don't say the N at the end of a word. We'll go over that too. A lot of the Dutch, they just slack it off, they don't say it. The Germans, on the other hand, say it very emphatically, like krijgen, you know, but the Dutch usually don't do that. Then there's the E, and don't make the mistake to say this as E like the English, but keep it short, say E. IE is E. So these words are pronounced as follows: riep, fiets, liep, kiezen, mieren, brie, pier, tien. Then the OE is pronounced as OE. Okay, so not O. So if you see words, for example, this word's not ko, it's koe. Okay, OE is oe, and not oo, not like the English oo, but oe, short. Okay, koe means cow. Okay, koe, stoer, boer, hoed, meer goed, hoes, bloes. Okay, then the Dutch just repeat a vowel to make it a different sound, so to make it longer. So the A and an A is pronounced as A, but if it's double A, it's pronounced as A. So these words, for example, are dak, slak, stakker, takken, kapot, hakken, patat. Patat is French fries. So get some of those, it's really good. Taart, kaart, haat, staak, maak, maan, staan. Same is true with the e. The e becomes u if there's two in there. So durven, huppelen, ruk, stuk, put. But if it's two u's, then it's muur, duur, stuur, huur, infuus, or vuur. The O has the same thing. So one O is O, and two O's is O. So that's why my last name is Noot, because it has two O's in there. Bos, stop, kop, rotten, lok, dom. And then the long ones, noot, rood, groot, rook, loop, voor, oor, oort, koord, woord. Okay, so this is, see, I colored them in 3 different ways. So the blue ones are O, the green ones are O, and the orange or red ones are O. So it's because you cannot pronounce V-O-O-R as voor. Then it sounds weird. Or you can't say koord. It's weird. So they say koord. So if there's an R at the end of the double O, the O becomes an O. And then it's long, right? It's not O like the other ones, but you know, so there's 3 different pronunciations to that. The E, they do the same thing. So the E is A. If it's short, it's E. If it's long, it's A. But if there's an R at the end of the double E, it's E. So we're going to go over these. So nek, vet, het, red, lek, mep, ver. And then the long ones, meet, steek, reeks, beek, leek, vrees. And now the ones with the R after the double E, meer, teer, heer, leer, keer. So there are 2 ways to pronounce the I. The I is the E in the alphabet. If it's 1 syllable, it's always E. And sometimes if it's more syllables, it's also E. But if it's like, it comes from Latin or something, or it's, I don't know, there's different reasons, or if it comes from French, or it's like some word that, then sometimes it's pronounced as E instead of E. Okay, so here's at the top of the words with E, which is hik, dik, fitte, kin, vin, misse, sticker, kikker. And then these words are where the I becomes an I, which is direct, miserabel, idioot, virus, or crimineel. We're going to talk about the trema. Trema means those 2 little dots that they put on there. In German they call it umlauts, but they have different rules for that, so it's not like the umlaut. But they do it anytime that it's tempting to pronounce it in a different way. So if they, for example, the word egoïsme, okay, they wanted to make it ego and then egoism, right? So that's what it means, egoïsme, ego and egoisme. Because if you spell it without those 2 dots, it looks like egoisme, because it could be egois. They put those 2 dots on there to show, like, look, the O and the I are separate. So when you get to the I, you have to pronounce, you have to change the vowel on that. So egoïsme is one of those. So coördinatie could be it without the trema, but because there's a trema on the second O, it's coördinatie. And the same with, it could be, the UI is ui, right? So if there was no 2 dots in the I, it would be ruine, but that's not what it is. It's ruïne, just like ruins, you know, in English. So because of the 2 dots, it becomes, instead of ruine, it becomes ruïne. And as you can hear, there's kind of a W in there, but it's just a change of sound. So vacuüm and naïviteit. Instead of naïviteit, it's naïviteit. Okay?